All right, so coming off that win, the Kansas City Chiefs obviously are going to end their regular season at Arrowhead Stadium against the Los Angeles Chargers of San Diego. Kia, what should we expect in this game? What are the Chargers going to bring to the Chiefs possibly with their offense?
Well, I feel like this is going to be a farewell party for Philip Rivers. I don't see him coming back. If they do, Chargers franchise, they just need to fire everyone because he's just not doing too well. But honestly, it wasn't that great of a performance, against a Raiders defense that I'm not really too highly, high about. But, the only guys that I'm really, thinking about is just Eckler and Mike Williams for the Chiefs. I just feel like Mike Williams always gives Chiefs a hard time. And, just doing the one-on-one balls. So Charvarius Ward, you better be ready because they're going to be sending a lot of balls your way with him. They do well with just getting it to the back. Like Eckler has a good, catching out of the backfield and getting some good yardage. They're just offense is not fluent enough. Like Rivers is still having a hard time. He's just not himself. He's old. It's just his arm is not that strong. I see the Chiefs doing what they did to him last time they played. It's just blitzing him, crowd being loud, and just making sure he throws another 3-4 interception kind of game. I don't know. I just don't see, especially just the way our defense is playing right now. And I think they're a lot better than they were when they first played them. So I just see them confusing the hell out of Rivers and just making this bloodbath.
Yeah, likewise. I mean, the Chargers just have nothing to play for other than their pride, and they're going to come out here in the elements. It's going to be a little chilly, and we're just going to see how they deal with it. And if history is any indicator, at least recent history, no, the offensive line is going to lose. Their offensive line is going to lose, and they're going to lose a lot very early. When that happens, Philip Rivers, he can't move anywhere. I mean, he can't do anything once they start losing as much as they're going to lose on the offensive line. Once Terrell Suggs gets out there, once Frank Clark gets out there, Chris Jones, they don't have an answer for those guys. And then Phillip's arm, it's to the point now where when you try to watch him throw these sideline routes, if it's not something over the top to like a Mike Williams, if it's not something where he can get air under it and really time the ball to go into a certain area at a certain time, when he tries to thread it, there's nothing behind him. I mean, they're as flat, they're lollipops out there. And what that does is it allows defenders like Tyrann Mathieu, Juan Thornhill, Charvarius Ward to catch up to the football. That's what was happening against Oakland. That's why they couldn't get back in the game. Oakland was winning the line of scrimmage, and Max Crosby was eating their lunch. And there was nothing they could do. Jonathan Hankins was eating their lunch. There was nothing that they could do about it. They tried to get the ball downfield. Even when they did, they failed at that. Or they had a penalty. Or someone would drop a ball, or they would have a turnover, an interception, a fumble. They're just miserable on offense, and really, I hate to see this. I really do hate to see this for Philip Rivers because I liked him. Liked him coming out of NC State. I think he was a great young man. He's been an upstanding citizen wherever he's gone. He's given birth to more kids than Robert Downey Jr., but this is it. This is the last game we will see Philip Rivers playing for the Los Angeles Chargers, and that's worthwhile.
Yeah, it is kind of sad, seeing that, but I'm also glad we don't have to see him coming back and beating the Chiefs, towards the end of the games or anything. But yeah, but I mean, I don't know, who knows? This might be his last game in Kansas City. He might, the team might be wanting to win for him. He might come out and just try to give it his all. I don't know if that's true, but maybe we shouldn't take him too lightly, but as long as we can bring the blitz and just give him a hard time, make him run, go to side, we'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, you know what, you probably don't even have to blitz that much. You can send our front four can win on them. It's over. It is going to be a bloodbath. Our guys are going to be sitting, and they're going to be taking the rest of the fourth quarter. None of our stars are going to be out there, man. It's going to be all over.
Yeah. So going on to defense.
Yes. Okay. So, yes. You know what? Let's do that. So now we talked about the offense. Can you tell us a little bit about the Chargers defense and what it plans to do against the Chiefs offense?
Yeah. You know what? I don't know if they got to Derek Carr a couple of times. this is what I love about like these kind of games, even though we feel like we're gonna like blow them out, is that they have good defensive players, Bosa and Ingram, and I still want our offensive line to really just like get a good taste of what it takes to play against good teams and how to win. And I love this challenge about the offensive line. I'm really hoping that we're still like treating this like a real like. I'm sure they will. We have to win this game anyways, but. I'm just really excited to see what we do against Bosa and Ingram and how we handle it and how the line still communicates, because that's my biggest thing. Like what the receivers do, what their secondary do doesn't really bother me. It's just the front line, because I want our offensive line to really show like they're growing and they're just getting better. If we can double team Bosa and make sure we have an extra running back for in case of Ingram blitz from a different angle, just. I want to make sure our communication is good down the line, and I think I will. We're playing really good. Our offensive line is doing really well, but in terms of that, that's where I'm looking at.
Yeah, I mean, they're strong in the places that you'd want to be for a defense. Like, they have Casey Hayward, and Casey Hayward is really good. They also have Derwin James. Derwin James and Adrian Phillips. They're back, and they're both playing. I'm not sure how well they're playing. I haven't really watched a lot of their games, but those are capable defenders. And Joey Bosa, he's going to break the bank. They're going to pay him. He's going to get a second contract. It's going to be a very large second contract, and he's going to be, he's going to get Justin Houston numbers and then some. So you're right. It's going to be a good challenge, especially along the defensive front, along the offensive front. But we have them in the places where we want. What would be concerning for me is a defense that can really push the pocket. One that has a defensive interior that's stout. That's not LA. They rush you off the edges. They try to beat you with speed. They're lighter guys. And then that Seattle defense, even though it's really good with Gus Bradley because he's the architect of that defense, all those Seattle teams, those Seattle defense teams like the Jaguars and anyone else who's running that scheme, the reason why they suck is because they're not Gus Bradley. Gus Bradley created this scheme. He's able to give us a little bit more trouble. He did in the last game in Mexico City because he tries to keep a lid on his defense when they switch it up between that cover three and then some man principles. What they don't do very well is that they don't have athletes. They don't have supremely good athletes outside of like Derwin James. Like that's it. That's their freakiest athlete. So when we put all that speed on the field, we go five wide and we start going in between the hashes on them. They got to pick their poison. What do you do? We got to play over the top of Tyreek Hill. We got to keep a safety back and try to find a way to contain McCole Hardman. Now the middle of the field is open with Travis Kelce. You want to man him up with Derwin James? All right, we'll beat you out of the backfield quick to the flats. We'll beat you with our fourth option, Demarcus Robinson. We can get them in so many ways to the point where I think that once they get down early in this game, once they start realizing we just don't have it today, that pass rush that's always so good for them, they'll start to give up.
Right. Yeah. And, I'm looking, I'm hoping that, the Chiefs can, play a little bit more Hardman, get these guys that, are not always on the field, get them some extra playing time and really just, get some experience before the playoffs start, hoping we get a bye, but, there's a chance we play the following week. And so, hopefully we can get them going. But yeah, this defense, the defense struggle against the Raiders. The Raiders put, they only put 24 points on them, but they let their guys, out, catch balls out of the backfield and get some runs. Let the receivers, make big plays on them. So we will have some success on them. I don't know what the score. Usually we keep it pretty close at the end with the Chargers. Always, it's never really a blowout. So I can see this, kind of getting, lingering kind of close. But yeah, this defense is still pretty good, and I think I love that it's a good defense because it's a good test right before we start the playoffs.
Yeah. No, and you're right. I mean, you can never count on anything for a division game. Like, division games are just tough to win. And especially, it doesn't matter if we're at home or on the road. But I don't see this game being close, even with their defense playing well or being, near top of the line. They just turn the ball over too much. You get a couple of those turnovers, things don't go right on offense, that puts more pressure on the defense. That's something we should watch for this game. Watch what happens after that offense starts really going 3-and-out, has a couple turnovers, things start going wrong, penalties start backing them up, punts get shanked or something, like, just watch the body language of that defense. I guarantee you they're going to be over the sideline like, man, here we go again. Everybody grabbing their helmets. They're taking their time and getting out on the field. They're trying to get to the ball carrier. Then the play calling beats you. A couple of holding penalties extends a drive. Like that really, it starts to test their morale. It tests the depth of a team that knows it's not going anywhere for the season and wants to be able to put out a good product for Week 17. We'll find out who actually wants to stay on this Chargers team long term. I know Bosa wants to. He's going to be the one getting paid. I know Ingram wants to. He's the one getting paid. The rest of those guys, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, and this is, it's sad to see, like, kind of, this are the Chargers Chargers might be start rebuilding after this year. This is the last time we're going to see the Chargers be, with a lot of this roster. So enjoy it, and but I'm hoping for a huge win.
Yeah, likewise. All right. Well, with that said. All right, win or lose is, like you mentioned, it's going to be pretty big in this game, and it's big for substantial reasons in the playoffs. Let's go over a couple of those scenarios. Let's go ahead and start with worst case scenario. Kia, what happens if the Kansas City Chiefs somehow miraculously lose to the Los Angeles Chargers?
Yeah, so we're already at 3 seed, and if we do lose, we go to the 4th seed. Now the 4th seed is, obviously, going to be kind of tricky because I'm not sure who will we be really playing with. I think it's still being decided, but I think for right now, it'd probably be either the Bills, the Bills, or it'd be the Bills or Tennessee Titans. Won't play the Raiders. Actually, I don't know. I don't think Tennessee or Raiders would play because they would be number 6, right?
Yeah.
So it would be Bills and
potentially no. It would have to be the Bills. It would either be the Bills or the Texans.
Okay, the Bills or the Texans. So and that's a game that we might risk not playing at home. So it's going to be a little risky. It's not going to be. It won't be a good thing for us. I think we really need to get that number 3 seed to give us, because, we're going to be playing from wild card, and already wild card if you're playing on the road, even though we've been a really good road team, it's difficult. It's really hard to just play all 3 games into the road and going to the Super Bowl. It could be done, but, we're hoping for an advantage with this Chiefs, just a little bit of it.
Yeah, you're right. I just thought about that. So if the Chiefs lose, we drop to 11-5. The other big game is Texans-Titans, who play that same day. And if the Texans, for some reason, if the Texans lose, Titans win, we lose, I think we end up going to Buffalo. We could end up going to Buffalo. No, scratch that. We'll be the 4th seed, so we're playing at home.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be playing at home, and it looks like we'll be playing at home no matter what. That's big time, because I'm not going to Buffalo in January. Screw that. No, that would be terrible. And the Bills, I tell you what, I really don't want to play the Bills. I really, really don't want to play the Bills. They're actually a good defense. They could end up being the team. I could see them beating Baltimore, dude. Really, I could. It's tough. It's tough to say. I could see them beating Baltimore this second time around because that defense is so stout. But the other part of that, outside of the Chiefs losing, say if we lose and the Titans also lose, the Texans get submitted. They play Buffalo in Houston, and then we play
Steelers.
We would play the Steelers. That I would be okay with, even if we lost and the Titans lose, they drop out. Texans stay playing the Bills. We play the Steelers. I'm okay with that because the Steelers are hot garbage. We're going to be able to defeat that defense, even defeat that offense, even though the defense is good. But that would be, you're right, losing that game, worst case scenario.
Yeah, and I think I think if both Titans and Steelers lose, Steelers make it. If Steelers lose and Titans win, then Titans make it. If both Steelers and Titans lose and Colts win, then the Raiders will make it. Oh. And in that case, if we can win today and that happens, I would love to host the Raiders in Arrowhead. That would be amazing.
I can't believe they're still eligible to play in the playoffs with as up and down of a season as they've gotten. With that said, serve them up again. Have Derek Carr come to Arrowhead again. We will certainly smash them out. That scenario can actually happen though. Like the one, yeah, that they could. All three of those can end up happening, and we could end up playing the Raiders. So I'm not. That's in the back pocket too. I'm kind of hoping that happens as well.
Yeah. I mean, the Pittsburgh are going to play the Ravens, who are not playing their starters, but they still have a good team. They have a lot of depth. So, and then Tennessee's playing the Texans, and Texans are going to play all their players. They're trying to win the game, and and it's just the Colts. The Colts just have to win, and I think that's an easy beatable game for them as well. So, like, this can all happen. That'd be crazy for Raider fans, but. It'd be really cool if that happened.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, time for another scenario. Let's say that the Chiefs do end up winning, like they should. That's a good thing. There's another game that the Kansas City Chiefs will be paying very close attention to because they're still in room for the second seed in a bye in the AFC.
Yes, if we got to be Miami Dolphin fans. Like, we got to bet all our money. We got to just go all out. $1,000, $100,000. Bet all your money. Buy some Dolphin gear. Get a Merino jersey that you have deep down in your closet, because we're going to be Miami Dolphin fans, and pray that we can go back to when the 49ers beat the Denver Broncos for us to go to the Super Bowl or to the playoffs. And I forgot what it was during Herm Edwards' year. So anything's possible. So I'm just, we got to definitely pray that, the Dolphins beat the Patriots, which, unfortunately is at Gillette Stadium. But if they can do it, we get the second seed and we get to play at home until there's a chance for us to play at home the whole time, but that would be the best scenario possible. If that's what we need to happen to get the number 2 seed.
Yeah, that's ideal. The Chiefs winning to go to 12-4. The Patriots drop to 12-4. That would drop them to the 3 seed. They would be playing either the Titans or they would be playing potentially the Steelers or Raiders. We would get that opportunity to rest our starters that entire week, and then the Patriots have to go on the road to Arrowhead again without that week's rest, with a hobbled Julian Edelman, who desperately needs that week for the bye. But I think the best thing out of all of this, even though I really want the Dolphins to win even if they don't, the best part about all of this is with the Chiefs being so close on their heels, the Patriots, they can't sit anyone right now. They have to go into the game, play all their starters, put all their stuff on the line as well, so that they end up beating a Dolphins team who last year beat them in the Miami Miracle. So this is not a team, and we talked about this again. Another serious part of this to consider is that Brian Flores and his staff, they're New England guys. New England guys seem to have success against playing the Patriots. And I know they'll be going into Gillette, but the last few times that Bill Belichick has faced off against guys like Mike Vrabel, heck, even going back to his days playing against Eric Mangini and the Browns, they've lost a couple of those games. So this is still very possible.
Yeah, and then I just have a good message for Brian Flores. Please, just play your hardest. Get everything you can. I know this is the coach that helped you get this coaching career, but he's in the past. You're in the present. You are going to be playing him twice a year. You need to start somewhere. You need to start setting the division and telling him who's boss. This is your division. So please, none of this, oh, he's my coach, I got to let him have it. I better not see any of that. Better not see your players quitting after the second half. Fitzmagic, this is your year. This is your game. I need that 5 touchdown passes that you did earlier in the year, last year, that one game. I don't know. You haven't done it in a while, but let's see it happen again.
No, that's actually really true. Look, Ryan Fitzpatrick can do this. Fitzmagic isn't scared of the Patriots. He's not scared to go to Gillette. It just might be a talent issue. I mean, that defense is lagging, man. They got really nothing. So we gotta hope that the Patriots go out there, that the offense really hasn't found its groove, that Miami really does put the pressure on them, and that the offense really does indeed put the pressure on them as well with Devontae Parker. I think they can end up giving them a little more trouble than what people are expecting. I'm not just going to say that the Dolphins are out of this game because it's Gillette in December and the Patriots have everything on the line. These are football players. It's a hard-hitting game. Sometimes guys end up getting a little crumpled up, and not that I'm wishing for that, but it's physical out there. We are playing in between those white lines. I think Brian Flores understands that. He'll have something for him, especially on defense. All right, very last scenario. One that I am looking forward to would be the Kansas City Chiefs playing against the Buffalo Bills as the four seed. That only happens. Let me see if that's a scenario. Let me guess here. That's one that the Bills, they would have to win. We would have to lose, and we would be still at home. We would get the 4th seed. So if we get the 4th seed, and say the Texans get the 3rd seed, they bump up. We play the Bills at home. I don't want to play the Bills. This is what I think's going to happen. Ultimately, you want to do this? Let's play this game. This is what's going to happen. Here's what I think's going to happen. You're going to give me what you think is going to happen for these playoffs. This is how we win this thing. We beat the Chargers. We're going to smoke the Chargers, so we're going to get this 3rd seed. I think the Titans are going to end up beating the Texans. Okay? And I think the Titans make it as a 6th seed, and they knock the Pittsburgh Steelers out. The 4th seed ends up being the 4th seed ends up being. What's that?
I think.
Go ahead.
I think the Texans still be the 4th seed.
Okay. No, the Texans will still be the 4th seed. All right, back to me.
Yeah.
The Texans will still be the 4th seed. Yes, you're right, Kia. The Texans will still be the 4th seed. So the Texans will still be the 4th seed. They play the Bills. We would play the Titans. We end up beating the Titans. I swear to God, we will end up beating the Titans. We will not lose to the Titans in the playoffs. Oh, and everything holy. That can't happen. They will not end our season. We end up beating the Titans. We go to Gillette for the divisional round. I have the Bills beating the Texans. The Bills go to Baltimore to play the Ravens in the divisional round. Okay, you with me? All right.
Yeah.
Then we end up beating out of the Patriots. We end up stomping the Patriots. Okay, we end up blowing them out. They can't stop our offense, and then our defense ends up clamping down on them. So we make it to the AFC Championship game. Check this out. The Bills go to Baltimore and drop the Ravens in the divisional round.
Whoa! Oh my gosh!
The Kansas City Chiefs get a 2nd home game in the playoffs at Arrowhead in the AFC Championship and beating the Bills to go to the Super Bowl.
Woo! Oh my gosh! Dang! Okay. So you're talking about Bills? Who's going to call that? Bills and Chiefs AFC Championship.
I'm calling
best player in the field, best player in the NFL right now, going down his first game just like last year. Woo! Okay. I mean, I like that. I love that. Yeah, I honestly see us getting. That's awesome. I really hope that happens. But anyway, I do see us getting the number 3 seed. Patriots are going to win. We're going to win. I haven't seen, I think the Titans are going to come really hungry. They're a good team. They're young. And then I just think Tannehill's having such a good game. And I think they come together and they beat, I agree. They beat the Texans. So it becomes Chiefs, Texans, and then Bills. What is it? Bills and then, let's see. And then the Titans. So I think the Titans and then Titans and then the Pittsburgh wins. Actually, no. Pittsburgh is going to win. I think they're going to beat the Ravens. So that means Pittsburgh is going to. The Steelers are going to get in the number 6 seed. I think they're going to beat the Ravens.
So we play the Steelers. Okay.
Yeah, we play the Steelers. I think the game against Steelers might be a little bit close because of their defense, but I think we end up running. Just at the beginning a little bit, and then but I think the Chiefs win. Dang, Buffalo Bills against the Texans. Whew. Oh man, that is a good game. You know what? I'm gonna give it to Texans. I think they come out and winning that one. I think it's gonna be so close, just like nail biter. But I think the best offense wins that game, and I think Deshaun Watson will take that. And then we got Texans, Ravens, and Chiefs against Patriots. Um, this is gonna be so much hype, so much thing for the Patriots. Oh, they're gonna come together. Their running game is doing so well, but that doesn't happen against the Chiefs because we have a brand new defense, and Chiefs made the right moves to because of this game. For this game exactly, they made the right moves to beat them at Gillette Stadium 2 times in 1 year. That's a record for any team in the last decade, 2-3 decades. I do see the Ravens beating the Bills. I just think Josh Allen he just hasn't shown me anything where he's clutch and he just comes out in close games and it gets a good defense. I don't see that happening. And this game is the must-see TV. This is I feel like maybe the Super Bowl of the games, in my opinion. But hey, we beat them twice. We beat them once this year. We beat them this year. Our offense is playing much better. We have a way much better defense playing who already stopped Lamar Jackson. And yes, I see the Chiefs making it to the Super Bowl, baby. So we have that in common.
Man, yes, I'm feeling you on this. I think we all are obviously going to pick the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. There's many ways for them to do so. These matchups are going to be incredible. Either way, it's going to be potentially going through Gillette. Is going to be more than likely going through Baltimore. Those are 2 teams we've already beaten this year. The playoffs are a different beast altogether, but that suits us. Teams sometimes they limp into this thing and then make it to the Super Bowl. Other teams, they get the week off. They're the number 1 seed. They're really good. We're going to really find out what Lamar Jackson's made out of. He's had a fantastic regular season. His one playoff start, he was miserable. And this offense, for as good as it is, there's a couple elements to it that if you can stop it, if you can force them to play the game through Mark Ingram up the middle of the field, so be it. So be it. Just as long as you don't let Lamar beat you. Then it'll be interesting to see how they're played this first time around because I really do think it's the Bills that are going to be playing them first. The Bills gave them some issues in that first game, so we'll see how the rematch goes.
Right. Go Chiefs, baby.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. That was another episode of Chiefs Out West. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Peace. So